Welcome to Bidanya's World. It's been a while and I've been so busy. As you remember, the first time we started this series, I talked about me launching a brand. And so finally it's been launched. Some of you might know about it or you don't, but the brand name is called Better Living by Bidanya Barassa. And Better Living has been birthed from the challenge I had, or can I say the health care I did have, or can I say the health challenge I went through 14 years ago when I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And during that journey, of course, as you might know or experience, or you've probably had someone who's gone through cancer, or your family members or friends, it's really very difficult actually being told you have colon cancer and also through the diagnosis. So when I was told I had stage 2 colon cancer, of course, it came as a shock, but I immediately went to the doctor and asked him what next. So I had my surgery where they removed 4 inches of my colon. And then I had chemotherapy, 12 sessions for 8 months. That was the longest months of my life. But every time I had my chemo session after 3 weeks, it was a celebration. As you know, chemotherapy is something that kills both your good and bad cells. So it's really putting poison into your body. And always through that journey, I was like, okay, I need to feel better. I need to do better. And it will make you fall so sick. And you have to intentionally eat, hydrate, take in your vitamins through natural fruits and vegetables for you to really be up and about, because we know many cases whereby people have started chemotherapy and unfortunately they passed away. So for me, during that period of 8 months, every time I was like, how do I up my immunity so I can go for the next session? Because my issue was I didn't want to prolong the 8 months, because usually what happens before you do your chemo session, you have to go do some tests so that the doctor can ascertain that your body can take it. So your immunity has to be on top levels, your blood pressure has to be good enough, your energy levels have to be there. So there are many precautions they take before your next treatment. So every time I'd go to the doctor, I'm like, I need to be strong enough to do my chemo because I don't want to prolong those 8 months. Usually with chemotherapy, you take 6 months, but I opted to take a longer time because I felt I needed to give my body time to re-heal or re-energize before my next session. At times, you might be very quick to do your 6 months. That is 2 weeks, 2 sessions after every 2 weeks. So you finish in 6 months' time, which is okay, but I felt that will take too much off my body. And I also wanted to continue with life. So during my chemotherapy, after 3 days, 4 days, I'll go back to the office or I'll travel. So I'd arrange my life around my chemo sessions just to make sure I'm able to travel, go out with my friends. And that, I believe, really helped me in terms of being able to can I say, fight the side effects of chemotherapy. Of course, chemotherapy has many side effects, which are told by the doctors, and at times you're not even told by the doctors. Your hair would fall off. Some people, even their teeth would fall off. You get very exhausted. Your skin would turn literally dark because remember, it's poison. What happened to my hands? My hands turned very dark. The palms of my hands would turn literally black like this speaker. And not speaker, what is it called? Microphone. Yes, it will actually turn as black as that. My whole palms and also my feet. And that would show you the effect of chemotherapy. And so my issue was like, okay, this is poison in my body. So after this, what do I need to do? I was lucky that my hair did not fall off. Like some of you know, I had a pact with God. I told God, there's a reason why you allowed cancer in my body. I know for sure it's not going to be a permanent struggle I go through. I know it's going to be temporary, and there's a reason behind it. So the reason behind it, I believe, and with my faith, was God wanted me to go through this to change the course of my life. I was probably very comfortable. He wanted me to really make an impact in this world by looking for my purpose. And so through my cancer journey, I found purpose. And the purpose was really to educate, inspire, give faith and hope to people that you can fight cancer. Definitely, it's by God's grace, by His power, by His might. Some things you can't do it by yourself, and also by you intentionally making the right choices. So after my chemotherapy session, I was so excited. It actually fell on the 10th of October. My birthday is on the 16th of October. So I threw a party amongst my friends. We celebrated. I was super excited. And I remember my session, I had to push it for 1 week because I was in South Africa for a business trip. And I spoke to my oncologist and asked her, can I extend? I might not do it on the day that it falls because you have to make sure it's within those 3 weeks. She says, yeah, no problem. And so I extended it. And when I finalized my chemotherapy, oh my God, it was just amazing. And I remember with my mom, every time we'd call, we would count it and say, yes, 4 to go, 5 more to go, 6 more to go, 7 more to go, 8, 12. So the 12th session was amazing. And I came out very well. So after my chemotherapy, of course, I started with my oncologist. And my question to her and also my doctor was, what do I need to do next? Because you hear a lot of reoccurrence, the cancer comes back. But for me, I said that is not going to be something I'll be discussing. But I needed to know from the doctors and my oncologist, what next? She gave me a clean bill of health and told me, B, you're okay, all the best, you're healed. But I left there saying, no, there has to be more than this. I need to know why I got cancer. Where did it come from? I mean, I was the first in my family to have colon cancer at a very young age. So I needed to know, what did I do? Did I do something intentionally for me to get cancer? Or yes, they say 5% is genetic, 95% is lifestyle. What was I eating? I know I was in a stressful work environment because I was working at Tetra Pak as a managing director. Before that, I was working as Nestle as a group brand brand what is it called? Yeah, group brand manager. So yes, it was stressful, but I enjoyed my life. And I remember during that time I wasn't eating well. I was drinking sodas, not really taking care of my health. But I really needed to know what triggered cancer in my body. And so I immersed myself into learning. I immersed myself into education. I read lots of scholarly books. I read lots of articles. I followed people who've healed their cancers through natural remedies, but they also did go through surgery, but they refused to do chemotherapy. So what I did is I really, really bought a lot of books, bought a lot of articles in terms of cancer prevention. So for the last 14 years, I've been reading a lot about cancer prevention. I've also been experimenting a lot with supplements, all these natural foods, because I believe nature has an answer to many things. God created us, God created all these beautiful things, and there's medicine within nature. And I keep on saying, if your body allowed cancer, it can also fight cancer. And we know our immunity is very strong when we talk about cancer prevention. Your body can detect cancer cells and kill them. But unfortunately, when your immunity is low, your body soldiers do not know that there's cancer roaming. That's how cancer forms. So your immunity has to be critical and has to be on top. So my mission was, after my chemotherapy, that I'm going to up my immunity every day. I'll intentionally look for ways to up my immunity, whether it's mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, of course, stress was out of my life. I said no to stress. I did not sweat the small stuff. Anyone that will bring stress into my life, unfortunately, I'll walk away. So spiritual, I believe in God. I believe God healed me. So of course, relying on Him and having faith in Him and praying, having that positivity in life. Because again, all these negative things we go through and allow in our bodies can actually make you stress. And stress has been shown as a trigger for cancer. So that is something I made sure I was not allowing stress into my life. And I've been the happiest. I'm such a happy person before cancer. It's amazing, but it's just brought a lot of positivity in my life, knowing that I almost died, but I survived and I'm thriving. So I immersed myself into now how do I increase my immunity? Yes, my immunity has been compromised. So how do I increase my immunity on a daily? And so I tumbled into juicing. As you all know, I'm a juicing queen in Kenya. Even before COVID started, it's crazy. I used to juice a lot, and many people tell me, "Oh, B, aren't you wasting the pulp from the juicing? You rather have smoothies. Smoothies is great for fiber." And I'll just look at them and I'm like, guys, this is medicine I'm talking about. You're putting all these vitamins, nutrients, enzymes, phytonutrients, antibacterial, antifungal, so many things into your system. Fasting in the morning, it goes straight to your bloodstream. So there are many, many, many benefits of juicing. So I started doing that, and I learned that through a guy called Chris beat cancer. He had stage 3 colon cancer. He went through his surgery, but he decided not to do chemotherapy. He decided, let me go through the raw diet. So he started eating raw foods, and he started juicing carrots, beetroots, watermelon, ginger, garlic, and he's now, it's been, for him, I think it's 20 years cancer free, but it's through him that I learned about juicing. And he speaks a lot about how people have healed their cancer through juicing. I'm not saying that's the route you should take. Always speak to your doctor. And also, it's up to you to make that individual's choice. I decided to do chemotherapy, which people think it's a no-no. But at that time, I did speak to my God and I agreed, okay, let me do chemotherapy. Although I'd refused to do chemotherapy until mom asked me, do you want to die? And I said, of course, I don't want to die. There's so much I need to do in this life. And so that's when I opted for chemotherapy. But I started building my immunity. So juicing is something I've been doing for over 10 years. I love it. I bought so many juices. You know that through my Instagram, I'm always juicing. You'll be tired of me, but I'll keep on juicing because I've seen the difference it's done to my skin. Remember, I had to heal my skin. I had to heal my liver. I had to heal so many things internally, and juicing is healing. And when COVID happened, people used to not juice a lot, but now I can see a lot of people juicing. Even if you go to TikTok, you have all these influencers, people just doing all their juicing and sharing with you. So you can see even post-COVID, people started looking at their life, and really the wellness trend has really increased, whereby people are saying, okay, COVID hit us. It was a virus. And people died, unfortunately, out of that. So, and the reason why I said you get diseases because of your immunity. And I think I did get COVID, but it wasn't too bad. All I felt was, my knees were hurting. I had a few headaches and appetite, but we thank God it wasn't really crazy. But I've been juicing since then. But apart from juicing, my addiction was also supplementing, because there's a lot in terms of the benefits of supplementing, which I'll talk about later. But for me, I was looking for supplements that are going to heal my body, and they're going to, and also to increase my immunity. And through that journey, through consumption of so many supplements, I'll buy them from Amazon, I'll buy them from local stores here. And I decided I'm spending so much money. I'm making other people, rich. I'm giving them so much. And why can't I? And some of them are super expensive, because you can imagine you're importing and you're bringing all the way from Amazon. There's custom duties, there's transport. And it becomes very expensive because of all those added costs. And then I told myself, I'm spending too much on a month on this. Why can't I find ways in which I can actually get the product in Kenya for my Kenyans at an affordable price? Because at the end of the day, I want to share my knowledge to the world, because not many people are speaking about cancer prevention. No one is speaking about cancer prevention. Tell me where you've seen in the last 1 week if someone is really coming strong talking about prevention. Everyone is talking about cure, and with not cure, they're talking about medicine, and chemotherapy, it's one of the most expensive medicines and people are making millions out of it. So there's money in chemotherapy. There's no money in health. There's no money in you being well. So no one is going to push that agenda of you protecting your health and taking care of health because there's no money in it. But that is my mission. That is my purpose. That is my agenda. I need to share knowledge on how you can heal yourself. I need to share knowledge on how you can prevent yourself from cancer. Unfortunately, when you speak about cancer prevention, also your videos and your Instagram, I mean, you can see it's not pushed as often. But if I showed you my boobs, definitely it will make more commotion and it'll be more virus than you speaking about cancer prevention, which is very unfortunate. When you speak about health, it doesn't really trend, which is really unfortunate because your body is what's going to make you be who you want to be in this life. Without your body, you cannot achieve anything in this life. When you fall sick, the only thing you care about is getting well. Anything else doesn't matter. You might have all this money in the world, but unfortunately, you will die because you're unhealthy or because you're sick. And you get to the point whereby the doctors tell you, we can't help you, but you have all this wealth. So health is your wealth. And that is something I believe no matter what age you are, it's important for you to start taking care of yourself. You might think you're 20, that you're okay, but no. Unfortunately, right now, health diseases are affecting a lot of younger people. There's a research showing that heart attacks in the US, it's affecting 60 plus years old. But in Africa, it's affecting people who are turning 40. 40 is too young to die of a heart attack. But the question is, why are we having those heart attacks? Because we're really not focusing on our health, mentally, physically, and spiritual. It's not about supplementation only, but it's about movement, working out. It's about selecting what you eat, what you hear, what you read, sleeping. So it's a holistic approach. But with Better Living, which I launched, it's taking in the supplementation. It's taking in how you can start moving, either swimming, either tennis, anything that you love, how to eat clean. So it's a whole movement. So it's not just about supplementation, it's not just about products, but it's a movement that I've launched in Kenya. And I believe it's going to expand the whole of Africa on how you as an individual can heal, how you as an individual can intentionally say, I want to live a better life. And it's what I take in, what I consume, because it starts all the way within. And not only for you, for your family. I have people come to me and ask me, what can I do? My mom is facing this and that. So it's also about you also being intentional about your health, but also helping your family and friends. So Better Living was birthed through cancer. Can you believe that? I keep on saying, can you believe that? What was meant to kill me birthed something amazing called Better Living. I guess the devil is not happy with me right now, but God, we're doing this together. So through a challenge, through a year and a half, a year of going through cancer at a very young age, 14 years later, I'm birthing Better Living by Bidanya Barassa. All right, so more about Better Living. Why the name? Because really, who doesn't want to live better? So Better Living, I felt, was catchy. It really even encompasses my values, me as a person. For those who know me, positive, fun. I'm not that one person who will be talking about negative things. I try just to live life to the fullest and enjoy the moment. And that's really living better. So Better Living encompasses everything in terms of what you eat, what you do, where you go. There's a fun element. And wellness does not have to be boring. It has to be fun. I'm juicing before going to the gym. I'm juicing before going to the office. And it's making me happy. It's giving me the energy that I need. I'm supplementing with things that give me energy for me to face my day. Because, I'm a very, very busy person. You probably are a very, very busy person. So I'm taking supplements that help me through my day, so I can be happy and good and also share the same to other people. I'm taking things that detox, that's better living. That's the things for detoxification, things for skin health. Better living is beautiful skin. I mean, it's always nice when you go around and you're told, oh my God, your skin is beautiful. You feel nice. So better living is that. It's traveling, it's working out. I'm a gym addict and I keep on saying I have a gym brotherhood. I have so many friends in the gym, and it's like we're a cult. We're there, dedicated. At times we walk in tired. We're all saying, oh my God, we're so tired, but at least we're here, motivating each other. So it's a community, it's a movement whereby we'll all come together and really focus on intentional living and health. So it's not just about supplementation. You'll hear a lot about workshops, having community driven programs whereby we all come alike. We want to live healthy and better. We want to heal. So you will see so much around better living because it has so many legs and it has so many things we can do together. And so that is what I want to start doing. And when it came to Better Living by Bidanya Barassa, it took, I think, it's something I've wanted to be doing for the last 6 years, 7 years. But I've been so busy. I've been, with running a multinational company, with going to the gym, with traveling. It really gets hard for you to focus on launching something as big as this. But I think with God's grace and after He's pushed me several times, because I see people launching stuff and I'm like, I wish I could do this. But I finally say that it's time I focused on it. It's time we did launch this brand. So I developed the name with a friend, with a company over 4 years ago. So it's been sitting in my laptop. The brands, we came with 3 brand names. I selected Better Living. We have others, but I felt Better Living suits me much better. And then 2 years ago, after I got my PA, Emily, thank you, Emily. She's just amazing and she's here supporting. Thanks, Emily. And I decided, okay, Emily, now let's start this. This has been my dream. You and me, let's work on where we can get the products. Let's work on the packaging. Let's work on this and that. We need to get KEBS. We need to get the barcode. We need to get the organic certification because I told myself I need to launch organic products. There's no way I'm going to sell something to you that's not organic because I'm pro-organic. What you put in your body is super, super important. So it has to be of good quality and organic. So Emily, and myself were there, products, suppliers, talking to suppliers. We agreed on the packaging. We said the packaging has to be environmental friendly because, again, it's nature. We cannot have something that's going to destroy nature. We're getting from nature. Let's give back to nature. So we would look for a supplier for that who was local. We agreed on the 3 products that you want to bring, which are different and unique in this market. If you go around, you'll see some of that product, but it's not organic. And so I was like, yeah, let's do this, pricing. So me and Emily have been working hard. We're able to bring brands that are of good quality. Even there's a guest who said, oh my God, Bidan, your packaging doesn't look Kenyan, it looks international. And it was a very successful event. We did it at Kwetu by Hilton. I decided that I need to just invite very close people who have been through my journey, who know about my journey, and who will support me in this journey and movement. So there were 70 guests. I decided let's do a brunch, let people come enjoy good food, good drinks, good music. We had a saxophonist, and the sun was out. It's been raining, but the sun just came out. The theme was pastels and neutral colors. Everyone came all dressed, looking amazing. Of course, I had to dress up and look amazing. The person who made my outfit, that was, I cannot forget her name, but clearly my mind is going. Style by Naomi. I wanted another kind of outfit. She says, no, Bidanya, we have to do this one because you have to stand out. People must know you're the one who's launching. And I'm so grateful for her because we made such a big, beautiful outfit just to celebrate better living. Because remember, it's about style, it's about soul, it's about wellness. It's not just about supplements. It's a whole revolution. It's a movement. So it was amazing. The press was there. And so we have a lot of good coverage, and it was well received. And we had such an amazing time. So I must say, my dream came through hard work, determination, purpose. At times I pinch myself and ask myself that did we actually do this? The orders are coming in. Every day we have orders. And I'm just so grateful for those who have started placing the orders, the ones who have started consuming the brand, the products. But I just have to give thanks to God for giving me this opportunity. And I can't believe it's from what I went through that I'm here today. And so this brand is built through purpose, persistence, victory, someone who thrived and wants to give back to the community at large. So welcome to Better Living.